Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a lecture that puts forward a pretty radical philosophy about money. The core idea? It's not something you earn, it's an energy you attract.
So, the whole idea here, the central premise, is that money itself is totally neutral. It's not evil, it's not righteous, it's just a form of energy. And the really wild part is that we can actually learn to draw that energy to us just by changing what's going on inside our own heads.
Okay, let's really dive into how this is supposed to work. The speaker lays out this simple but really powerful three-step process. First, you focus on raising your own personal energy, your life force. When you do that, people will just naturally be drawn to you. And then third, and this is key, when they show up, you've got to have a way to build them.
But before we get to the solution, the lecture first defines what it sees as this massive external problem, the global financial system itself. The argument is that the whole thing, the entire structure, is not built for you and me to actually win.
Okay, so the speaker kicks things off with a pretty wild claim that a tiny group of people, maybe 500 to 1,000 families, basically own and control the entire planet's financial and political systems. And get this, the argument is that this system is engineered with a very specific purpose. It pays you just enough to keep you coming back to work, to keep you from starting a revolution, but never enough for you to get truly free or financially independent.
The lecture claims this influence is just everywhere. It suggests these families dictate everything, from the interest you pay on your house to the very cultural ideas that shape how you think about your own life and your own potential. So it's not just about some outside force. The lecture argues that this whole thing is reinforced from the inside by the limiting beliefs about money that we're all taught pretty much from the day we're born.
So let's talk about the first big limiting belief. You have to work hard to make money. We're told it's noble, it's honorable, but the lecture's take, this idea was actually sold to us by the people in control, specifically so that we would work hard for them.
All right, next up is one you've probably heard a million times: save for a rainy day. The philosophy here is that this mindset, which is based in fear, actually creates a negative energy that literally pulls that disaster, that rainy day, right to your doorstep. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And then there's this big one. The lecture claims that many cultural and even religious ideas were intentionally designed to make everyday people feel guilty or bad about wanting wealth. Why? To make sure most of us would never even try to get it. You see, here's the kicker. We soak up these ideas as kids, and then, without even realizing it, we broadcast this energy of not enough, of lack. And the universe, or the life force as the speaker calls it, simply mirrors that back to us. It gives us the exact struggle we expect to have.
Okay, so if the system is rigged and our own beliefs are working against us, what are we supposed to do? Well, the answer here isn't to fight. It's to rise above it, to transcend the whole game by changing your own energy.
And this is where it gets really interesting. It's all about two completely different energy patterns. You've got this imploding, sucking, negative energy that just creates disaster and pulls you down, or you can have an exploding, expanding, positive energy that inspires people and radiates confidence. You choose which one to broadcast. The speaker uses a really great analogy. Think of a bubble. Your internal feeling, right now, is creating a bubble around you that acts as a filter. If you project a feeling of abundance and positivity, that bubble filters your reality so that only congruent positive experiences can get through to you. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually apply all this stuff? How do you turn this philosophy into an actual plan for generating wealth? And here it is again, that core loop we talked about right at the beginning. See, it's not about chasing customers or chasing money. It's about developing your internal state, your energy, your passion. That's step one. The result, people are naturally pulled to you. That's step two. And step three is just being ready, having that product or service for them when they arrive. So we can break that down even more into four key principles. First, you have to get crystal clear on your mission. What gift do you want to give the world? Then you develop a vehicle, a skill, a product, something you truly love. From there, the focus shifts entirely to serving other people. And finally, and this is so important, you have to have the confidence to charge what you are actually worth. Now this is a huge mindset shift. The lecturer says a commercial transaction shouldn't be some cold, empty exchange. It should be seen as an act of love. You are genuinely helping someone by providing them value, and that's a form of service.
Okay, to really drive this home, the speaker tells this incredible story about a waiter. His best night ever, his tip record was 42 bucks. So he decides to try this principle. For one shift, he focuses on nothing but serving and, as the speaker says, loving his customers. The result? $160 in tips. In a single night, he literally quadrupled his income just by changing his energy.
So really, what's the big takeaway here? The ultimate point is to stop banging your head against the wall, trying to fight all these external systems and limitations. Instead, the goal is to build an internal power, an energy of abundance, and combine that with a total dedication to serving others. When you do that, those external systems, they just become irrelevant.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. We want to leave you with one final and pretty powerful question based on everything we just covered. Take a second and really think about it. What is the one belief about money, maybe one you didn't even know you had, that might be controlling your reality?